Hello Void, and welcome to Brandarm. Thank you for joining me on my little channel, and a shout out to my 4 subscribers. Thank you guys for joining me, although I think one of them is my other YouTube profile. Hello me. Anywho, I don't really know what to talk about today. So much is going on uh, in the world. I mean, this past week has been so eventful. Not all of it pleasant. And it could be hard to discuss it as well, because sometimes it tends to be sensitive subjects, and it's not always. I'm always scared when it comes to discussing sensitive subjects. I'm scared I might offend somebody, or I might say something that would be deemed inappropriate. And yeah, it's crazy. So I try to avoid discussing sensitive topics, which is funny because I am very intrigued by sensitive topics and I enjoy discussing it. So I fully believe that people should feel more inclined to engage in debate and discourse. And when I say debate, I don't mean like having an argument and trying your best to win or force your opinion on the other. No, just to discuss the problems and pros and cons on both sides of the two speakers, and trying to understand and gain insight and perspective. The purpose of debate, I feel, should not be to change someone's mind, but rather to provide insight, to give perspective. Because that's something a lot of people don't necessarily have. People don't always have a framework from which they can use as reference when discussing things that apply to them or that are important to them. So yeah, I don't even know what to draw today. So it's been strange. But I don't really prepare much for my videos, because I'm not trying to take it too seriously. I do tend to overthink things, and this becomes a problem sometimes, because in overthinking things I make it far more complicated for myself, and that's not necessarily something that's good for me, because all it ends up doing is inducing anxiety. So I might be a little bit all over the place today, and I apologize for that. But like I said, this is mostly intended to be fun, and for me to relax and have a conversation with you inside of the void. So hopefully everything goes according to plan. So what I'm trying to draw now, well, what I'm hoping to draw would be oh goodness, I'm too picky today. See, just keep erasing. Don't do this if you can. I mentioned this in my first video, that I started drawing with traditional mediums, mostly pen. So in that regard, I tend to be very precise in the sketches that I make, and try my best not to make as few mistakes as possible, or to work my mistakes into my work. But as I mentioned, and I think it was my first video, what I do enjoy about digital painting is the freedom it gives you. You have so much control over the craft. There's so much you can do, and in that it's a problem, because now I have too much freedom, as where by exclusively drawing with pen you're quite restricted. But that's a good thing. It means you can't go back. It's either forward, never backwards, because you can't erase your mistakes. But with this, if I make a mistake, I'll just erase it, because that's who I am. And that's not what I'm supposed to do. You're not supposed to erase your mistakes. And my mind's all over the place. I can't even focus on fixing small little things. Just working it into my sketch. So yeah, I don't really plan what I'm going to draw unless I have an idea maybe, or if I want to express my feelings on something, then I'll probably make a sketch that depicts those feelings. So yes, so today I just figured I just watched a video about a telepathic spider, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just draw a spider. So arachnophobes, sorry, I should have given you a heads up, but yes, this is a spider. It's going to be a big, spooky spider. Although the scale would be relevant or subjective, because the way I'll be drawing it, there won't necessarily be something to compare it to. So it could be a tiny little spider. Let's say it's a tiny, teeny little spider. In fact, the video I was watching, the spider in question was a jumping spider. I don't know what the Latin name is, Habanavisaurus. I'm probably butchering that. Okay, let me rather not delve into natural science. It's not something I'm very akin to, or very good with. So, I'm personally not scared of spiders. In fact, I adore them. I think spiders are very cute in all instances. I've seen some pretty creepy spiders, but they're still adorable to me. The only time I probably was scared of a spider was in, what was it? Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Was it Return of the King? Lord of the Rings fandom, please don't butcher me. I am not as clued up on my Tolkien as I used to be. I haven't dabbled in a very long time. But yes, so that massive spider from, was it Peter Jackson's film? That's the first time I saw a spider, and I was like, dang, that is scary. So, oh, these legs don't look all that great. But yeah, so I'm not scared of spiders. I actually had a pet spider at some point. It was a golden choco. Yeah, it was a golden choco, named Alvarez. So I named him Alvarez because that was, I think, Nordic or Slavic, which meant noble guardian, because I figured that he will protect my room while I sleep. He was a very chilled spider, but he was a male, so his lifespan wasn't that long, as opposed to his female counterparts. So I do miss him. And he's buried in the backyard. Yes, I buried my spider because my spider was the equivalent to a dog to me. The Alvarez is really cool, and it was also very interesting to me. It's completely different from conventional pets in the sense that spiders don't really chew up your shoes or mess up your bed or get hair everywhere. They don't bark during the evenings. I'm not hating on dogs. I love dogs. Just jokingly mentioning some of the less discussed conveniences of spiders. So yeah, okay, already 8 minutes in. Ooh, I'm probably not going to be able to finish this on time. Ooh. So yeah, a lot's been happening lately, and there's a lot going on in the world. Oh, okay, that's still there. There's a lot going on in the world, and not all of it's necessarily good, as I mentioned before. Things are really crazy right now. That was to be expected, but it really seems like 2020 is the year that's literally out to kill all of humanity. I mean, we've had everything from raging forest fires to the threat of nuclear warfare, to the virus, declassified UFO footage, floods. It's just been volcanoes. It's just been a very, very eventful year. But also had me thinking, like, maybe all years, like, I'm sure, like, all years had like noteworthy events that took place within them that people neglect to discuss, but I just think because of the circumstances this year, everyone's hyper aware of what's going on, and the whole world is connected. with the advent of social media and the glory that is the internet, and there's just so much going on. And I think that's the thing as well. Like if you look at like medieval times, news spread far more slowly. Usually small villages will get their news from traveling merchants or other travelers or visitors from the village. They didn't have access to the technology we have, and today I can post this video tonight and it'll be available to the whole world almost instantly. It won't take years for word of my exquisite video to reach, like, let's say Asia, for example. No. No weary travelers needed here to notify the world of what I am drawing. I'm pretty sure the world wouldn't be that interested either. But other than that, thank you again for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you like this type of thing. I'm still working on what content to discuss, like to find a more consistent subject matter to talk about, as people, as I've yet to establish my audience and find out what they might be interested in. Yeah, so this is a work in progress. And sorry about the loose sketch though, because like I said, I am a little distracted today. But at least I'm getting my sketching done, which is good. So I'm not sitting around idly doing nothing. At least I'm practicing, which is always a good thing. You know, that's the only way you get good. You know, it's like just put in the hours. Okay, there are other things you can do to get good too, but mostly it always comes down to practice. Well, just practice. Getting it done, getting those hours. Like, even if you look at pilots, like pilots constantly, like, okay, I read the theory, I know how airplanes work, I understand the concepts of aerodynamics, now I can fly. No siree, you need to be in the cockpit and have at least several thousand hours before they'll actually allow you to fly commercially. This is a setting that's really annoying me. If I leave my nib on the same spot for too long, it'll do the right click thing. I have yet to finish this or fix this little problem. But yes, so no particular meaning behind this sketch. I was asked today, what is the meaning behind my sketches? And to be frank, there aren't always meaning attached to them. Most of the time it's just like I felt like drawing something that I thought looked cool. That's usually most of it. Mostly what it comes down to. So there isn't always meaning. I mean, how much meaning can be behind a spider? Could it be fear? I'm pretty sure if you spin this correctly, you could make it about, I don't know, like some fear of the unknown, or like an entity or a concept or a person. But I'm not about that. I saw a spider today on a video and I'm like, let's try to draw a spider. I've had a pet spider. I have a basic understanding of what their anatomy is like. So let's see how close I can get by drawing a spider just from what I know, what I've seen. I'm not sure about the joints though. Like, I'm pretty sure spiders don't. They do have these little toes that they do tend to walk on. But in terms of how many joints a spider has in each leg, I do not know. And I apologize to all the arachnid specialists out there. But this is a creature of the void, so therefore it doesn't necessarily represent a living thing that we know in our world. How much time do we have left? Oh, goodness. Well, I've made some decent progress, and it would appear we are out of time. If I would like to upload consistently, then I need to be able to maintain a strict schedule in my sketches. But anyway, this has been Brandadam. Thank you for sticking around, if you're still here and listening to my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the sketch. Of course, you can find the final sketch at the end of the video. Thank you so much, and keep safe. Bye bye.